The U of I Wildlife Medical Center provides care and treatment to sick, injured, and orphaned wild animals while offering hands-on training to veterinary students. Sydney Oliveira is here today to offer some advice on how to make your windows more bird-friendly. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I know that bird strikes become a problem this time of year. So what can people do to help the birds?
Yeah, so first you got to determine if you have a problem. So if you're finding a lot of birds that are hitting your window that are stunned under there, you're going to take note of those problem windows. And then we have a bunch of different ideas here for how you can fix that too. So here we have tempura paint.
Okay.
And you can paint either lines. So I did some squiggly lines right there, squares, circles. You can actually paint a design on there. So my attempt at painting some tulips there. So
I like that. And what kind of paint did you say you used there?
This is tempura paint. So it is not glossy. It's also non-toxic and it washes off very easily. So it's very safe to use around animals.
Okay, and that was going to be my question.
Yep.
Is it okay for the animals?
Yep.
And also, is it going to ruin the windows, or when bird season is over, you can kind of wash it off and start over?
Exactly.
Next year?
Yep.
Make a new design.
Yep.
And then what about this one?
So for this one, we have different decals, and then we also have some different tape. So it's that Kaleidoscape tape, which is a commercial brand.
Okay.
This is their spider web design. However, there are some that are actually dots and circles, or squares as well, and they come in the same strips. And you just you line it up, and then you peel that off, and all the dots are spaced appropriately, 2 inches apart. So. And then for the decal, it actually is UV on there, so the birds can see that, and we don't see it as much.
That's what I was going to ask, because without this black behind it, the camera can't see it. You can't really see it with the naked eye. So I was wondering how birds are able to sense it.
Yeah, so they can see a lot more color than what we can see.
Really?
So yeah, so when the sunlight hits that, they see that, and we just see an opaque spot on there.
I see. And is that why the texture, because it doesn't feel like texture, but it...
Right. Yeah, and that I think has some of that quality too, where they can see that. It breaks it up enough, but our eyes just see a line. So.
And I like that there's different options. So if somebody wants to get really creative and bright, they can. Or if somebody wants to sort of be muted and fly under the radar, they can do that just for the birds.
Yep.
And then what is this?
This is, I believe, called an Acopian bird saver. So they have ones where you can make your own. And so that's what I did with paracord. And they're spaced about 4 inches apart based on what they recommended. But there's also some that you can buy.
Okay.
Or you can get, people put a wooden frame at the top, or there's trim, and you can actually nail it to that and just hang it above the window frame.
Okay, and do you hang this on the outside or the inside?
Yep, on the outside. So all of this you would want to apply to the outside of the window. However, if you live high up in an apartment building or something like that, you can try it on the inside of the window, because obviously you're not going to climb on the outside and put it on your window, and that would help better than nothing. So. And
then what if you find a stunned bird near your property? So if you haven't put this up, or if you put it up and for some reason the bird didn't see it, what do you do?
Yeah, so what you want to do is grab a box, put it in there, keep it warm, and be very quiet around it, and get it to a licensed rehabilitator as soon as possible. So a lot of the times too, people think oh, it's woken up and it flew off and it's just fine, but a lot of the times birds actually can fly off and they have internal injuries that we don't see, and they'll pass away from your window. So it's important, if it is stunned, to grab it, take it to a rehabber to get checked out, and then once that occurs and we give it a clean bill of health, we'll get it back out in the wild.
And what's the proper way to do that? Should you put it in a shoebox? Should you feed it? Should you put it in towels? What do you do?
Yeah, right. You should not feed it or water it. Don't give it any food or water. You can put a paper towel on the bottom, or a towel, put it in a box. Make sure there's air holes in there for it.
Okay.
Some people, even if it's a small songbird, you can put it in a paper bag and just roll the bag up and bring it in. So.
And why is it that birds collide with windows in the first place?
Yeah, so a lot of the times, it's hard to see here, but if you had plants inside your house, sometimes they'll see the potted plant and they don't see the window. And then other times reflected things. So if you have trees planted right outside your house like that, they'll see that and they think they don't see the glass, and they fly thinking they can land in this tree and it's a window.
Right.
So.
And I mean, birds aren't the only one. I've walked into a screen door before, full speed ahead. I mean, I feel like we've all done it. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how easy this is with your guidance. Okay. So we've pre-cut a couple of the strips. What are they called again if someone wants to get them?
These are Kaleidoscape ones.
Kaleidoscape, okay.
But there's also, I think, feather-friendly one, and ABC bird. There's a bunch of them. So if you just type in bird window collisions, it'll bring up a bunch of options.
A bunch of different ways. All right, and we've turned this one the other way. So does it go this way?
You can go either way. I would go vertical. It's probably easier.
Okay, here, will you tilt this down so the camera can see? You hold that there. And then I'll put this on like this.
Yep.
Okay, and then you had said that there's a specific space requirement.
Right. So the little card that came with it is like 2 inches wide, and you can just set that to the side of it and figure out where the next one goes. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is really easy then.
Yep.
And then it doesn't really mess up your window either.
No.
Oh, that is very straight. I did a great job with that.
It's probably a little easier when it's not moving.
Right, and when it's when I'm not doing it upside down. All right, you hang on to that, and I'm going to peel off the pretty decal. I actually really like these. They look like hummingbirds.
And they come in a lot of different designs. So.
And then where would this go? Would this go like over on this side?
Or you can just put it right in the middle there too.
And that's not really sticky at all. I mean, that just feels like those kind of window clings that you get for the holidays, and you just stick them up and then can really easily, I'll just show how easy it is.
Yep.
Peel it off, no film or anything like that.
Yep. I think these even come off fairly easy too.
Oh yeah, look at that. You can just put them on, peel them off.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for being here and for teaching us how to make our windows more bird safe.
Thank you.
If you want more information or you want to know more about the U of I Wildlife Medical Center, you can visit us on the web at ciLiving.tv after the show.